Hi, this is Marcelo with JamPlay.com, and in this lesson we're going to be learning the song Blackbird for solo guitar. When I started trying to play this song as a solo guitar arrangement, I realized that the guitar part is so strong, the part that Paul McCartney plays, that I wanted to incorporate as much as I could from his original guitar part in the solo guitar version, meaning putting the melody on top of that, which was actually a pretty challenging thing for me to do. So the first thing I would recommend is, if you don't know how to play Blackbird, you should take one of our other lessons where, you can learn all the basic chords. I will show them to you once, but if you need a lot of detail on all the chords for Blackbird and all the positions, you can look at one of our other lessons that we do have on this particular song. Basically, the song is in the key of G major, and McCartney used these tens. This is a 10, it's a third up an octave. And he did it with that amazing brushing technique that he does with his index, which I do not do. I play it more kind of like a regular finger picking thing with a little bit of that, if I can fit some of that in. But basically the positions is what's really important. It's a G major going to an A minor 7, then another G major that is inverted with the third on the bass, and then it moves to this position right here where it is another G major. So it's G major, A minor 7, G major in first inversion, back to a G major, because this is a G major chord. Look, that's the root, another root, and the third. If you have a root and a third, that already sounds like a chord. If you're missing the fifth, it's right there. Then after that comes the part that's really challenging for everyone to learn, I think, and even more so when you try to put the melody on top. And that's the part that he has where the bass note goes from C to C sharp to D sharp to E. Now that is implying harmony. The notes on top of that, there are two different ways that you can do them. Okay, so you have the C and the E, the C sharp and the G, or the C sharp and the G. Whichever way is more comfortable for you is fine. Or I actually do not remember which way Paul McCartney played it, so go and check it out. In any event, for this particular version, we're only going to be using the bass note, and we're going to put the melody on top. On the first verse of this song, what I did is I started playing the melody in this position, and I went once again, and you can this is a G and a G, so you can go, or you can use this hammer-on that I use. Kind of gives it that nice little country sound to it. Then comes the other part, okay? And the other part is the one that goes up. So for that part, the melody goes. Once again, the melody. And we gotta put it together with. We're going to change the position of those bass notes. Instead of walking all the way up to this E, we're going to go here so that we can keep the melody on this area of the guitar. So together, that's going to be. Once again, at a slow speed. In case you want to play with me, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I get to that point, I play a little bit to imply the arpeggio that continues, right? So I go. Then we get the melody that goes. Or so those two parts together would be Now at that point, Paul McCartney goes, and I wanted to bring this note in, but one of the rules of playing solo guitar versions that I like to follow is try not to have notes on top of the melody, save perhaps some exceptions that work if you want to put the melody on the thumb on the bass, but in this case, I didn't want to go. See, that would take away, at least in my ears, from this melody that I still want to hear, that melody note. So what I did is I took this note and I did it down an octave. So I got this. Then we have just a D5, D and A. And again, that would be this, but I went and put the E flat there on the lower octave to imply this sound from the rhythm guitar. I always like to hit there, kind of like count that beat. Then the next phrase. That's basically, you know, in the original, that would be like. So for us, then you can go either. But I don't like to miss the third on this chord, so what I do is instead of going, I go with the melody together. That would be. Then after that, I do bring in a little bit of McCartney's rhythm part. That's like the little tag that he does. Let's see if we can play the whole verse together at a slow speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the tag, sometimes I put that note on top.